Are you ready to venture into the depths of the earth where darkness reigns and mysteries abound? Today we're taking you on a journey through subterranean labyrinths that defy explanation. From a cave in West Africa that's been ablaze for over a century, to a Nevada desert cave that seemed to vanish into thin air, and even to the bowels of California's gold mines where something far more sinister than gold lurks. These are tales that will make you question what really lies beneath our feet. Welcome back to Two Tricks, One Treat, your go-to channel for the mysterious, the eerie, and the unexplained. As always, two of our stories are fabrications, while one is rooted in unsettling reality. After you discover which tale is true, let us know if you guessed correctly by leaving a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss our daily dives into the unknown. Now, let's begin. Story 1. Black Bart's Inferno. In a remote corner of West Africa, where the land meets the sea, lies a cave shrouded in mystery and engulfed in flames. Known as Black Bart's Inferno, it is said to hold the lost treasure of Bartholomew Roberts, one of the most successful pirates in history. The cave has been burning since 1864, fueled by an underground oil bed discovered during a treasure hunt. According to estimates, the fire has enough oil to keep burning for another 300 years. The legend of Black Bart's treasure gained credibility when a journal believed to be penned by the pirate himself was discovered in an old shipwreck. The journal contained cryptic clues that led to this very cave. It even describes the treasure inside: silver plates, gem-encrusted goblets, and a legendary Roman sword with a hilt made of pure ivory. Treasure hunters, historians, and thrill-seekers alike have tried to access the cave, but all attempts have been in vain. In 1864, an expedition led by a group of British treasure hunters, armed with shovels, pickaxes, and a copy of Black Bart's journal, set out to unearth the legendary pirate's hidden loot. After weeks of searching along the West African coast, they finally located the cave described in the journal. Fueled by excitement and the promise of untold riches, they began to dig. However, their quest took a disastrous turn when their pickaxes struck a pocket of natural oil beneath the cave floor. Unaware of the danger, one of the men used a lantern to get a better look at the liquid seeping from the ground. The moment the flame came into contact with the oil fumes, a violent explosion rocked the cave, igniting the oil bed. The fire spread rapidly, engulfing the entire cave in an inferno that is yet to be extinguished. Some of the treasure hunters barely escaped with their lives, but most were consumed by the flames. The cave, and whatever treasure it may hold, has been ablaze ever since. In 2012, a team of engineers and archaeologists devised a plan to dig into the cave from another angle, avoiding the fire. They used state-of-the-art drilling equipment and took every precaution, but just as they were about to break through, a sudden explosion rocked the site, destroying the equipment and sealing the new tunnel. It was as if the cave itself was guarding its secrets. Another attempt was made using fire-resistant drones equipped with high-resolution cameras. The drones were designed to withstand extreme temperatures and were expected to provide a glimpse of what lay inside the cave. However, as soon as they entered, the communication signals were lost and the drones never returned. It was as if they had crossed into another realm, swallowed by the cave's eternal flames. Local folklore has added another layer to the tale. The indigenous people believe that the cave is cursed and serves as a gateway to the underworld. They say that Black Bart made a pact with dark forces to protect his treasure, and that's why the cave remains inaccessible. Over the years, the cave has become a symbol of both endless wealth and eternal damnation. Today, Black Bart's Inferno continues to burn, its flames reaching out like the arms of a ghost, forever guarding the pirate's long-lost treasure. Expeditions have ceased, and the cave has become a sort of haunted landmark. People visit from miles around just to catch a glimpse of the fire, but no one dares to venture too close. The treasure of Bartholomew Roberts remains a tantalizing mystery, a fortune untold, hidden behind a wall of fire that refuses to be extinguished. Story 2. The M Cave. Kenny Veach, a seasoned hiker and YouTuber, had always been drawn to the mysteries of the Nevada desert. He had explored many of its rugged terrains, but there was one place that intrigued him the most: the so-called M Cave, located near the Nellis Air Force Base. Kenny first came across the unusual cave during one of his exploratory hikes. As he approached its entrance, an odd sensation washed over him. He said his entire body started to vibrate, a feeling unlike anything he has ever experienced. The feeling was so unnerving he left the area without investigating further, something that he has never done before. He posted his experience on YouTube, hoping to maybe get an explanation for what had happened to him and share the story. Comments flooded the video, telling him to go back and bring a camera so they could see the cave. With some confidence born from not wanting to let people down, Kenny sent out several times to find the cave. Each time it eluded him. When he reported this to his YouTube audience, they continued to spur him on. They all wanted a conclusion to what Kenny had seen weeks before. Some thought Kenny to be making the entire thing up. So on November 10th, 2014, Kenny set out again to find the cave. He assumed he would be out for 2 or 3 days and would try to cover about 40 miles of terrain looking for the cave. However, after the 3rd day of not returning, Kenny's girlfriend called the police. A search party was sent out and they discovered Kenny's phone and some loose change near a mine shaft, but no sign of Kenny. His girlfriend pointed out that Kenny wore pants with deep pockets and Kenny was not one to leave behind equipment. For some reason, Kenny chose to leave his phone there along with the change. Maybe it was a clue, maybe it was to keep a marker, or maybe he thought he was being tracked via GPS by something. The final weird finding about the case is that when police searched Kenny's house, they found his recording camera at home. Kenny always deliberately packed his equipment. If he left the camera at home, it was because he wasn't going to record, which is contrary to the reason he set out for this trip. He told everyone he was going to record the cave if he found it, which leads to speculation Kenny didn't plan to return. In secret, Kenny had been suffering from depression and was not taking medication for it. He was also behind on house payments and hadn't had a job in a while. Some say Kenny never planned to return from his trip due to all these reasons and more. The community was in shock to see Kenny had disappeared. Many think that he found the M cave and whatever happened during that finding caused his demise. Many people have scoured the Nevada desert hoping to find the cave, though one YouTuber claims to have found the mysterious M cave. In the video, you can see the cave entrance has an M shape. The cave itself is quite shallow and barely goes into the side of the mountain. In Kenny's video describing the cave, he said there was a locked hatch door at the back of the cave. However, in the video that locates the possible M cave, no such door can be found, though the words hatch do look like they are carved into the wall of the cave right where Kenny said they would be. Lastly, as the YouTuber is about to leave the cave, he finds an old, rusty sign under a pile of rocks. It read, Area 51, warning, restricted area, use of deadly force authorized. Story 3, The Tunnel Terrors. In the midst of the California gold rush, a fevered excitement gripped the nation. Prospectors from all walks of life flocked to the mountains, lured by the promise of untold riches. But lurking in the dark recesses of the mines was a terror that almost brought the gold rush to a grinding halt: the Monsvermi, or mountain worms. These were no ordinary worms. A subspecies of leech, these elongated, slimy creatures could grow up to a foot in length. They primarily feast on bats who are unlucky enough to come in contact with one. In most cases, a bat will fall to the cave floor where they are eaten by the worms. Whether it's due to a juvenile bat losing grip or an older bat at the end of its life, there is usually enough food to go around. However, the worms are agile predators, far quicker and more nimble. They have been documented climbing the cave walls in order to hunt for food. They have ferocious appetites, needing about a half cup of blood per day, which is 5 times their size. But what made these creatures truly horrifying was their method of feeding. Their mouths were lined with razor-sharp teeth, having more teeth than even a shark. Yet their saliva contained a potent numbing agent. Upon making contact with their prey, the worm would first administer a numbing lick. Within 30 seconds, the area would go numb, allowing the worm to begin its gruesome feast. If undisturbed, the worm would usually get its fill and retreat, often without the victim even realizing what had happened. But if the victim resisted or tried to remove the worm, it would burrow into the flesh, making extraction a nightmarish ordeal. During the gold rush, miners became unwitting hosts to these parasites. Ill-equipped and focused solely on striking it rich, They paid little attention to the smaller dangers lurking in the dark. Medical records from the era paint a horrifying picture: miners infested with dozens of wriggling worms just beneath their skin. Extraction was a delicate and risky procedure, requiring surgeons to make careful incisions and gingerly extract the worm before it could burrow deeper. Some miners weren't so fortunate. Their flesh, riddled with holes, resembled Swiss cheese as they were devoured from the inside out. The infestations became so severe that medical professionals had to intervene. After much research, they developed a drug that would kill the parasites upon entering the human body. This drug would later find widespread use in veterinary medicine, protecting dogs from heartworm and serving as a crucial tool in combating parasitic diseases in Africa. If you ever find yourself exploring a cave in the Golden State, take heed. Don your long sleeves, pants, boots, and a face covering that leaves no skin exposed, unless you want to serve as a banquet for these voracious worms who haven't feasted so well since the days of the California gold rush. So which of these subterranean tales had you on the edge of your seat? Was it the eternal flames of Black Bart's Inferno, the mysterious disappearance in Nevada's M Cave, or the bloodthirsty mountain worms of the California gold rush? The true story among these is the haunting tale of the M Cave. The M Cave story revolves around the real-life disappearance of Kenny Veach, a hiker and YouTuber who went missing in the Nevada desert near Nellis Air Force Base. Kenny had claimed to have found a mysterious cave shaped like the letter M and described an unsettling sensation that overcame him as he approached it. Despite multiple attempts to relocate the cave, he was unsuccessful. On November 10, 2014, Kenny set out once again to find the M Cave but never returned. A search party later found his cell phone near a mine shaft, but Kenny himself was never found. The circumstances of his disappearance, including the fact that he left his recording camera at home despite telling his audience he would film the cave, have led to much speculation and numerous conspiracy theories. The M Cave story has captivated the online community, especially those interested in unsolved mysteries and the paranormal. It has inspired other YouTubers and amateur investigators to search for the cave, and it may have been found. As described in the story, one individual claims to have stumbled upon a cave with an entrance shaped like the letter M. The cave itself bears signs of past alterations. Its entrance appears to have been previously sealed, and there's evidence suggesting a recent cave-in. While the mysterious hatch that Kenny mentioned is conspicuously absent, a discarded sign from Area 51 was discovered amidst the cave's debris. We'll include a link to this captivating video in the description below.
Hey, before you go, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, well, you might have a mysterious run-in with a tunnel terror worm. Better just do as I say, just to be safe.